Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to do something a little bit different and do a games pickup video. I've got like 6 games, I think, that I bought here recently. Actually, I bought a lot more than that, but for time's sake, we're just going to take a look at 6 of them, spread across a few different systems, some older, some newer. But nevertheless, if you like this type of video, let me know in the comments, and if you like the length, let me know. If you want to see them a little bit longer with a lot more games in there, also let me know that. And I'll work on doing some more of these type videos later. Anyway, let's get to the game. Alright guys, Parasite Eve. I absolutely love this game. I've left the intro in here just so you can kind of see just the old school intros they would do in these PS1 games. All them FMVs that people make fun of nowadays and such as that, I mean, I wish they did them again. You know, they just added so much more to the story. It was kind of like a trailer almost for what you're about to get into with the game. This little sequence here is just a travel sequence in between going places, and I wish they did more stuff like this in the modern games, but they just don't. You know, these are all pre-rendered backgrounds, which they get a bad rap too, but I love the pre-rendered backgrounds. You know, you go into this little transition right here, and that's when you go into a battle sequence. And that's one thing I did love about this game. It's you've got an attack meter up the top, and when it fills up and you go to attack, that little bubble that just popped up is your range that your weapon has. So while your attack meter is building up, you can run around to avoid being hit. And you've got so many shots to your gun, of course, depending on what kind of gun you have. But when your attack meter pops up again, that grid comes up. As long as the enemy is within that, you can shoot them. I mean, it's just very creative. I mean, there was really nothing out at the time that really even remotely mimicked this. I mean, but you level up, you grab stuff. You know, they drop ammo and medicine and all that kind of stuff. Very, very, very reminiscent of like a Resident Evil. Of course, this is a Square game. Back then, Square and Capcom, all of them were kind of very similar in how they built these kind of games between this and Resident Evil and such as that. But this is another example of it. You know, these enemies are in the ground, or flying, of course. But you have ranged attacks. You can shoot stuff that's on the ground. You can shoot them when they're up in the air. It really doesn't matter. But it's the same premise. You build up a PE meter in this too, which is kind of similar to like a magic or something like that. You can heal yourself and stuff like that. But it's just an awesome PS1 game. I mean, I love it. I did have to pay up quite a bit for this game. I had it back in the day, and I don't know what I did with it. I sold it or did something nefarious. I don't know. But anyway, I had to pay up for it. This game's going for about $80 nowadays, but I don't care. It's worth every dime to me. Of course, here you can see the inventory and the level up system here as well. But a great game. Check it out. Next up here, we've got The Simpsons Road Rage. This is on the original Xbox. Nothing too crazy about this game, really. I mean, it's just a Crazy Taxi kind of clone. You know, it's just fun. If you're a Simpsons fan, it's just a fun Crazy Taxi clone to play. My daughter is really, really into The Simpsons. She's very fanatical about it, so it's kind of the reason I downloaded this for her. But it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's not something you're going to get tons of replayability, in my opinion, with it. But I don't know. It's fun. It's something that's just a really quick sit down and play that you don't want to take a long time into, and it's pretty cheap still for the original Xbox. I think I don't know, I think I gave $20 for it, and honestly that was probably overpriced, but nevertheless it's a fun little game. The Thing for the original Xbox. I love the John Carpenter's The Thing movie. So regardless of what a piece of poo this game kind of is, I got it anyway. I love the movie. The game picks up right at the end of the original movie where MacReady is left there. And you're a team that comes in this game and you're trying to investigate what happened. I left the intro of this game in this footage because honestly, this was the only action I could even remotely capture to show you guys. I just recently started the game again, and I played this stinking thing forever, trying to get to some enemies where I could show you guys, what they look like. But anyway, you have a trust meter in this game. So when the people start freaking out and stuff like that, you got to try to calm them down, give them different medicines, or do whatever you got to do to calm them down. And they'll, of course, calm down. But if you can't do that, that's how the whole distrust in the Thing universe kind of gets started. And they'll freak out on you. They'll either take off on you or they'll turn into the Thing. It's not really a horrible game. It's okay. Like I say, if you're a Thing fan, you'll kind of get into it a little bit more. It's hard getting into these old controls because I kept wanting to use both sticks to look around and stuff, and it's really you look around and everything with just the one stick. But yeah, I don't know why I recorded this here stuck on the options menu. But anyway, as you can see, you go outside, and it's all the wreckage and stuff that they created in the original film. But if you're outside too long, that little meter that's going down there, the blue one next to my character, that's how cold it is outside. And if that thing gets too low, you'll freeze and die. So you have to get inside and stuff to get out of the cold temperatures and all that jive. You find tape recorders and stuff like he's found here. That's a backstory to the original Thing movie that tells you stuff. It's a very cinematic little game. You go back through and it shows you clips and all that. And like this clip here, it's showing you, what happened to this dude and all that. They try really hard to recreate the movie. It don't work, but it's a valiant effort, nevertheless. But like I say, if you're a Thing fan, check it out. Ninja Saviors. This is a remake or a port, I don't know what it is, of some Neo Geo or arcade or SNES game. I don't know. I just picked it up because it was a beat 'em up. It's another kind of mindless beat 'em up. I dig them from time to time. This one, you do have 3 characters. And they actually do make a big difference. Like this Slicer Cyborg Ninja dude here. He's terribly handy for just wiping out waves of enemies like he's doing here. But he's not terribly awesome with some of the bosses. He doesn't take away as much damage and such. But you'll see here in this next guy, he's more of a brute. He's a lot slower. And he's not as effective against large groups of people as the ninja is. But he packs way more punch. Actually, I think I probably prefer him over any of the characters. There's a third character on here I don't show in the video, but it's not really any better than these other 2. But I played the ninja and I was fighting this first boss here, and he kept whooping my tail. He just didn't take off enough damage. And anyway, I switched over to this guy, and as you can see right here in this vid, he takes off a ton of damage on that boss. So if you do get this game, it's a pretty cheap game. It's on the PS4. It's a lot of fun, and it's just a standard old beat 'em up. It's nothing special. It's nothing to write home about, but it's cheap and it's fun. I really don't have any problems with it. It does get a bit repetitive like all beat 'em ups do, but it's still a pretty good game. All right, this is Cotton. Cotton Fantasy. If you've ever heard of Cotton or played any of the Cotton games, they're shooters and they are nuts. I don't even know squat about Cotton, to be honest with you. I don't know if it's some kind of anime or if it's just a straight up shooter series. I believe the first one came out on the Sega Saturn, I think. There could have been a one before that, but the one I'm familiar with was the first one I'm familiar with was on the Sega Saturn. Pretty easy game, really, because it's like unlimited continues, unlimited lives. It's one of them score-based kind of deals. a collectathon with a lot of stuff. But if you're a hardcore shmups fan, it's not really that great. I have a ton of shoot 'em ups, and there's way better ones out there than this one. But it's not bad, and it's another cheap one. It's on the PS4, and I think it's, I don't know, $30. You probably get it for 20. Robotech Battlecry. I love this stupid game. This is on the original Xbox as well. This thing, I ain't even a Robotech fan. This game is just fun. I had it on the GameCube years and years ago. I forgot all about it. I saw this at a game store a couple weeks ago and picked it up. It's just loads and loads of fun. I mean, you can see here, you got these dog fights up in the sky. You got to follow their trail and stuff that it leads ahead so you can shoot ahead of the plane. It's just a really smart, fun game. Here in a minute, you transition over from the plane, of course, over to the robot or the, I don't know, somebody's probably going to kill me for calling it the wrong thing. But anyway, you swap over to that thing. The controls on this unit aren't that great. You're mainly kind of gliding around, sliding around and stuff, targeting stuff. Luckily, though, the game's kind of forgiving with taking shots. You can take quite a bit of damage. I do like the destructible environments, though. They're not very exciting. I mean, they're kind of boring. The stuff just kind of falls down, but I don't know what it is about this game. It's just fun. With each level, you go between being the robot or the plane. Like I say, I don't know squat about the Robotech universe. I don't know. I just know the game's fun. I dig it. And like I say, it's another pretty cheap one for the OG Xbox. I think it was 20-something bucks. I think I do actually prefer the GameCube version. The colors are a lot better, but nevertheless, guys, I appreciate you watching the video, and like I say, if you want to see any more vids like this, just let me know. Later.